Light skin 6 out of 10 or dark skin 8 out of 10? Go.
Who got ass and who don't got ass?
Light skin got less ass. 6 out of 10 light skin, 8 out of 10 dark skin.
How dark we talking though?
Oh my god. See, here we go. Here we go.
Is that bitch like midnight charcoal?
Okay.
Like how dark?
You see how it is? Okay. You know what? You know what? Let's go. Let's go. All right.
I am expected to have a big dick.
This ain't on my alley game. I just know what I got. I know what I'm working with.
But as a black man, when you go into the dating scene, is there a pressure to be performance? You know, to have that slang of them, that bathong, that iPhone 17 Pro Max.
Well, from what I hear in the streets is that you can be slanging, but you don't know how to use it right.
But the most of the ocean.
So if somebody come through with a centimeter Peter, you know what I'm saying, they going ham, they doing more than you, and you got all that junk for nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody disagrees. Yo, yeah, I feel like it's a stereotype, and we know that stereotypes aren't realistic. But I mean, personal encounters, I don't feel like there's
personal encounters.
I feel like, okay, that one we're keeping. Like that's what the general notion is.
I think it gets into the issue of positive and negative stereotypes and how people need to realize that there is no such thing, because what you do is you put people into a box where they're expected to live up to a standard. And I feel like it's over sexualizing black men. Yeah.
He's small. Hey, this is what the women call giving. This is giving small penis. I just think we need to break out of these boxes. Say your dick, little bit.
Hey, bro, it ain't about the boat. It's about the motion in the ocean.
You know, you should want to date someone more for the pleasure physically that they can bring to you. And I know I've talked to people personally who will be like, oh, you're lucky you're black. You have a big member. And I'm like, well, I have other things to offer too. Like, I'm well spoken. I have a good sense of humor. I'm well traveled. Like, you go straight to like what's underneath my zipper.
Yeah, I mean, that's been my experience a lot of times, especially, you know, meeting different people. That's the expectation. And I just tell them 2-inch Punisher, you know, don't expect too much.
Hey.
I'm just joking, but it's I think a lot of people watch a lot of porn too, and that's where it comes from. Like when you watch a lot of porn, you see, you know, these mandingos and, you know, 10-inch monsters, and they expect that to be reality, and a lot of times it's not, but that's the expectation that they have. So
Our audience submit hot takes about this group specifically, and they are hot. So black men cheat on their significant others far more than other races.
I'm gonna sit this out.
No.
I'm
Let's do a tournament style. You know what? Let's do a tournament style. I'm gonna put black people on one side, and I'll put another race on the other side. You go tell me which one you think cheats more. We go keep knocking them out. All right. Black people, Asians, who cheats more?
Black people.
All right, bet. Let's get them out of there. Black people, Africans.
I don't know, because African got a different type of culture. Like you go to Africa, like the culture is like if you stay the night at their house, you get to get the wife for the night. Like it's cultural, but I go with black people.
All right. Black people, Hispanics.
Black people.
All right, let's get them out the way. All right, one more. The obvious one. Black people, white people.
I think they're on the same level. But if I were to give somebody the head up,
the gang seven
from a cultural, it's gonna be black people. Just because of the culture. It's the culture, bro.
What you mean by that?
What they listen to in the music, like just like the going out, the partying, drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like you going out, you getting drunk, high, like you half the time you know what's going on. And like I've had homeboys, like I know people, like been with a girl for like 2-3 years. Every time they go out, he cheating. So like this is my personal experience. And like I've been cheated on by a black girl multiple times. So like this is my personal experience.
Maybe it's just because we're black, so we're in a lot more black circles. So it just seems like
I think
people cheat more.
It's from a cultural standpoint, because like we embrace this, you know what I'm saying, this like thug street culture, this like out there outside. Oh, we outside, we on Casamigos, we getting drunk tonight. Oh, I got this many bitches, I got this many niggas, and like, you know what I'm saying? That's just the culture we in, bro.
I'm just like, where's this study published? Did someone do some research where they calculated numbers over a given period of time?
The reason why it was going to be neutral is because I don't know the numbers.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I don't disagree.
So I came this way because of the keyword far more. I was like, do black men cheat? And generally, like you're not apt to not cheat because of the color of your skin.
To prescribe this to race feels nefarious in a way that I feel like it was coming from a place of somebody that got cheated on by a black man. Like, it was like, yeah, black men cheat all the time. Come on, this doesn't even make sense.
Black men are attracted to big butts.
You know what? We can't speak on this.
You can't, because you finna get in trouble. I'm finna ask you a question to get you in trouble.
Ask the question.
Your girl got a big butt?
Nope, but it's it right. That's all I need. As long as those pancakes sit right, I'm good.
You just I like my shit all the way out. Cheer from that bit walking, that bit, but down. That big. I'm talking about big booty Judy. I'm trying to
Do we agree with that statement, or do I personally?
I mean, there's nothing biologically innate to like black men to
God, why you overthinking,
like ass.
bro?
I think it ties into hip hop and the whole strip club scene right now. We are so far gone from like the natural aesthetics of just a natural person that right
talk
now
about
it's all
disgusting
about
word.
who has the
Do he
baddest
not like
ass.
ass?
Who
No,
ass
like
is
what?
25 pounds with 2-pound legs. You know what I mean? Like that's hot for some reason. And I personally don't get it. I mean, it looks unnatural to me, like, you know, but
He talking about
I mean, a
BBL.
nice ass is just a nice ass.
Pretty much.
Bro, black people are funny, and if you ever try and roast one of them, they will roast your ass so hard that you'll have no roast. to follow.
That's dick round. Go ahead. Your ass will get roasted though. Oh,
That's
God.
not what the no. That's not what the quote said. He pretended. He pretended on the bro. Oh my god, he pretended on it.
He dick round. He dick round.
I don't know. I've been told I'm very unfunny, so
You should talk about it, because like me growing up, you know, like this one of those black culture things. Like we at the lunch table, your ass gotta have some shit ready, because if a nigga get off of your ass gotta. Boy, if you don't get to, but you gotta get right. You gotta have some
Right.
crazy. Boy, if you don't get your bean and beef burrito eating ass back, boy, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have some shit ready.
I was never ready. Bro, my trick was to just find the first thing I see. Man, if you don't get your iPhone nail clipper looking ass on
See,
somewhere.
that's funny though. That works, bro. That works.
You just
You
gotta,
just
keep
gotta
it
have
free.
something. You gotta have something ready, bro.
I don't know how to digest that.
I get what he's saying. I think black people as a collective are funny. If you go to black Twitter, if you go to black Instagram, black Facebook, like you're going to laugh. So I think that in that aspect, that's why like that statement has so much truth in it, because you just it's like
So I guess it's like the question is like, black people as a whole, are they funny? Or is like any black person gonna knock your ass off because he's super funny? Like, I think that's just the difference.
Yeah.
Black people as a whole, like, yeah, they got jokes, you know, it goes back and forth, cool.
that's why I said as a
But
collective.
don't think that any black person you go to expect like a really good joke, you know?
The N word should stop being used by all races.
Okay, now we getting interesting. What do you think, man? The N-word should be just taken out of the lexicon of everybody, or
I never cared, honestly. Like if somebody else saying it, as long as you're not like using it to degrade somebody, I don't care.
yeah, pretty much it's just I don't want to hear it a lot. I really don't.
Yeah, because like
Especially,
you know,
especially for non-black people, I definitely don't want to hear it a lot. But if you is gonna say it, understand what it means, understand what that is for black people that understands the black culture. As long as you understand that, don't overuse it, and also don't use it in any negative connotation. I don't want the only time I hear you pull the N-word is when you're frustrated, when you're mad at something.
yeah,
Like if you're gonna use the N-word, use it in substitution for like bro or something. Like I don't want to ever hear it in like a negative connotation, because like why are you associating it like that?
yeah. If you're gonna be racist, stop using ER. Use the hard R. Stop being a. You're gonna be racist. Be all the way racist. Use the hard R.
Go.
That's hard. I just think the N word, when you look at the root of the word, even slaves would use it to describe other black people when accepting their supposed oppression. So I just think when I think about that, I don't think you can do anything.
Stop.
No, bro, because I just, bro. Nah, bro, got that. Do. It was the 3rd of September. As Afro, oh my mama, boy. he just snorted some coke, bro. He looked like he in the 80s, bro. Oh my God.
So I just think when I think about that, I don't think you can do anything to erase the history and the blood that's been shed on that word. There are so many people who the last thing they heard was the N word as they were being murdered. So when I think about that, yes, I think the word should stop being used.
Personally, me, I feel like it kind of starts with us. The fact that we make it so cool within music and within like entertainment that it lets other people feel like they have a pass, or that it's okay because my favorite rapper said it, or I heard it here, or you guys say it all the time. How come I can't say it? But at the end of the day, it's black culture pain, and if anyone's going to be using it, it should only be us, and that's it.
You can't really own a word. I think, you know, we can
Shout out to Disney.
own it in the sense where it's a black cultural thing, but the idea of where we kind of make it out to where we say like, oh, other people can't say it, I think that's more of like a insecurity within the black culture of not being able to hold power, because historically it's like, right, historically black people didn't have as much power, so we're trying to hold on to literally a word that only has meaning because we add meaning to it.
I mean, respectfully, I ain't trying to hear that, right? Like, I feel like the only reason it's policed so much, and I feel like the only reason we even have like this debate or this debacle over whether we can use it or not is because we're black people. And I'm not one of those people that think everything is racist and all that, but in this specific instance, right? In several instances, women in many instances have reclaimed the word bitch to be a term of endearment. There are, in the 90s, there was heavier women reclaimed the word fat, obviously respelling and things like that. But I feel like in those instances, nobody bats an eye. Why is that understood? But with this, it's so confusing. Like, oh, I don't know if like, you know, when there are boundaries set. And that word is one of the boundaries that I think we have respectfully and rightfully set up for ourselves. So I don't want to, I'm not trying to hear the like,
Don't be
we
serious, by the way.
use it, why can't it? We do that all the time with a bunch of different things. And I don't think this should be one of the areas where we're like, Yeah, let everybody. I'm not.
Well, I
letting
think it goes
everybody say
back to what you're saying, boundaries, because when you break down to inner communities where blacks and Asians, blacks and white.
No, let me buzz. That was a lot of good, varying opinions that we just got right there. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That right there shows the title of the video. Do black people think the same? They obviously do, because of conversations like this, there's a lot of different perspectives that, for a second, hey, me and you probably didn't even think of. Like the whole concept of just black people trying to hold on to the little power they have left, and one of those being the N-word is a perspective I didn't think I was going to hear today. But I know we have our opinions at the beginning of this. Has your opinions of like, oh, some people can say as long as how you say it, does that change a little bit? Is it a little bit more black and white to you now? Or like, because we've heard a lot of different opinions based on these 6 or 7 people.
I still, cause like it's still kind of hard, cause like I still have the same opinion, cause I grew up in like projects, and then like we have like white people stay with us, and they would say it. They wouldn't call nobody one, but they would say it, and we wouldn't bat an eye because like y'all grew up just like us. Like, we all surrounded by the same thing, the same culture. Like y'all embraced the culture, so we didn't really bat an eye at it. Like, we didn't really care about it. But it would be other people that would hear them say it, and we would have to defend them. Like, nah, they with us. Hey, chill out. You know what I'm saying? But like, it gets weird.
Well, I think it goes back to what you're saying, boundaries, because when you break down to inner communities where blacks and Asians, blacks and whites, and hip hop culture, where there's like it's 5 group of friends, and their black friends don't care. They're like, say it. Like that happens. So it's like we're having this broad conversation. And I know all of us aren't trying to be the spokespeople for black people, right? But it's like it's such a convoluted, I guess, topic where it's like the expectations aren't clear to people depending where you are. If you're on the East Coast, West Coast, like it's very unclear. That's what I think. I'm not arguing whether or not it's okay to say it or whether white people should say it. I'm just saying if we don't want white people to say it, I think it needs to be very clear. And I think even in fact in this new age of our culture, I think we're seeing more people saying we don't want white people to say it.
Is defense only for white people? Like, you, white man, you can't say it, but maybe this Hispanic person can say it, and this Asian person can say it.
That's what's really crazy about it, because like the black culture, they won't care about like any like probably like an Asian person or somebody, but like if it'd be like a Spanish person and they mess with black people, they won't care. It's Puerto Rican, they mess with black person, they don't care. If it's a Dominican, they mess with black people, they don't care. So they move the goalpost so much it gets to the point where there is no goalpost.
I don't know. I don't think it's a goalpost. I think it's just like, yeah, it's white people because we know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's historical meaning. So why it's like, I don't think it's a goalpost move. I think it was always just, yeah, white people can't say it. I think it's always just been the.
Homophobia is a big issue in the black community.
Can we
Call
skip
it.
this question?
If you don't want to speak on the subject, then I won't make you speak. But yeah, homophobia is a big issue in the black community. But I think there's reasons too that you could point to why it's a big issue. Reason one, especially in the South, because me and you are both people who live in like the southern parts of the United States. A lot of us are based in culture of Christianity, and not gonna lie, a lot of Christian values are based in having a wife, raising kids, and all that stuff. And it like directly, in some cases, depending on what version of text you read, goes against homosexuality, and it's not normalized, and especially in America. So when you're in the black community and you're baked into this culture, your family's baked into this culture for years and years and years and years, and then it's more common nowadays to see homosexual people walking around, it just brings out the worst in people. It's like another layer of dividing humans. I think it's a big issue in the black community. Like, I don't see it nearly as a problem in other communities as it is in the black people, because I know for a fact that I couldn't come out as a gay person to my family. That wouldn't fly. I think it would go the same for you. Not saying that would ever happen, but if it did, like, I'm pretty sure your family wouldn't be as accepting as, other cultures would probably be. And yeah, I think that's a big problem. I think we need to accept that the culture start shifting, because this is not new. None of this stuff is new. Like, the concept of homosexuality isn't new. Not in our history, not in the history of the world. And I think most of it is rooted in Christianity, if I'm being honest.
I mean, yeah, but like I say one thing. I say, like, me personally, I don't care, but like it just gets to a point where pushing it on people becomes a problem. Like, because I don't care. Like, if you swing that way, you know what I'm saying? Do you gang? You know what I'm saying? But when they get to pushing it on people or trying to push it, induce it into a culture, that's where it becomes a problem.
What do you mean when you say push it?
When we trying to like tell kids to, like, you look at all these kid cartoons now, it's like pushing all that culture up on them at a very young age before they even know what's going on. Like, that stuff got to stop, because you don't want your 3-4-year-old daughter or son watching a cartoon and they're talking about, oh, I'm not a woman. I go by these they and them pronouns. Like, it's just too early for that. I don't have a problem with that. If people do that, that's, you know what I'm saying, do you. But that is to push that on people at such a young age, like that's a big problem.
I would then have to just see what media you're referring to because the youngest demographic I've seen has been like for teenagers,
Mm.
where that concept has been pushed. Because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my favorite like cartoons, not gonna lie, are kind of gay coded. Like shows like Steven Universe, shows like The Owl House are quite literally gay coded. So it's like I understand the concept. I understand that it shouldn't be pushed on young, but this is reality. This is some kid's reality. This is how some kid genuinely feels. Just because I don't feel that way, just because I don't have those interests, doesn't mean I should just eliminate that from the seeing eye of the world, because this is a thing that exists, and acting like it doesn't is kind of ignorant, if you ask me.
A lot of us black men, we will rather be friends with the homie that, you know, probably has a attached to his name than the homie that's part of the LGBTQ plus community. And I think that that's something that, you know, we got to work on as people, because my thing is, I don't understand the whole big phobia of, okay, what he decides to do in his free time or behind closed doors, why does that bother you so much? Why does that affect you? Like, why do you feel like it's such like the scum of the earth?
And I also think it comes from religion, because I don't want to get too controversial with that, but people are very religious, especially in the black community, you know, Christians. And you know, when you talk about the Bible, you know, they say, you know, homosexuality is a sin. So a lot of people have that ingrained in their mind. This is absolutely not right. And for a lot of people too, when they see a man, they want to see a manly man, and they associate that with being straight.
Heterosexual men have a fear that homosexual men will treat them how they treat women, if that makes sense. And so they're afraid of that treatment. And I'm on somewhat agree, because I'm rather torn. I think I've lived a life where I'm around very open-minded, inclusive people. So I'm not sure how big of an issue it is in the community, but I know that in the Black church sphere, homosexuality is often made out to be the worst thing that you can be. There's almost nothing worse than being gay. And I think that's also where some of the homophobia comes from. We like to ignore all the other sins, all the other things that the Bible outlines that are not you know, holy. And then we just take homosexuality and we make it the worst. You know?
Niggas will kill. Niggas will steal. Niggas will disrespect their parents. These are three of the 10 commandments, by the way. Slaps on the wrist. Oh wow, that's just him. He's gay? Blasphemy. All right, nigga.
I mean, that's real though, because like no sin out equals each other. There's only one. The greatest sin is blasphemy to the Holy Spirit, but all the other stuff is like it's on the same level. So you doing something at the crib, but you see this person, they're gay, shame in front of the whole church.
You know, granted, the Bible says it's an abomination. I get that, but the Bible says any sin will send you to hell. So
You can't be pro-black and date a white person.
Why not? Why not? Like actually, like why not? Like because like I've been like me. I'm married to a white woman, but like, I've had conversations where people will tell me like you can't be for black people and be with a white girl. Like it doesn't make sense. Like how are you going to be for us and be with them? Like that comes from. I think like black people can low key be racist when it comes to that stuff like that. But like that's a different conversation we can have on a different day. I don't want to get into that, but I've experienced that on both sides.
Yeah, I just don't think it's that black and white. Yeah, I think we just live in a time where we, for the most part, have to stop associating a lot of white people with the things that they were responsible for. 90% of the people you see today are not the same people that were moving around back in the day. Granted, a lot of them are still around. There's still a lot of racist white people out there, but there's a lot of them that are not. There's a lot of them that are just straight up just people, just human beings. Like, and we shouldn't discard them or ignore them or like exclude them because they have a different skin tone than us. That's just human ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things we do like as people that just don't make sense to me. And I feel like just that division by race is just one of the big ones. And it's disgusting. It's nasty.
I think really the issue with this
we got strongly
is,
agree.
for me, if you are a stand-up person and you stand up on your morals and your character, it doesn't matter who you date. And I think a lot of the issue is a lot of people get into, you know, interracial relationships or they date white people and they forget who they are. And if you are pro-black, it doesn't matter if you're dating a black person, a white person, because you can date a white woman and a black woman and still not even be for the cause. So I really think it's up to the person if they stand on their morals or not.
I agree to a certain extent, but personally, me, I feel like if you're pro-black, you're pro-black for everything. Like you're for the advancement of the race, you're for businesses, you're for everything black. So it's kind of hard for me to understand how someone can be pro-black and want so much for, you know, the black culture and the black race, and then they're in a relationship with someone that doesn't represent that, you know.
So are you saying?
Hey T, I got a question. Are you pro-black everything?
I just don't think pro-black should be a skin tone mentality. I think it should be a culture mentality, because this one black person could look like this. One black person could be slightly darker. One black person could be lighter. But all three of us can act like completely different people. One of us could have the gang banging lifestyle and all that stuff. Another one of us could just be, just prepped up. Nice guy, went to prep school their entire life, all that stuff, hasn't seen struggle, blah, blah, blah. I think tying it to specifically just your skin tone, it's ignorant because you don't control that.
Right.
You don't. That's something you're born with. I could be the same guy I am now if my skin tone was like 50 pigments lighter. But am I less black because of it? If my life did not change, I just don't think it's something that we should tie to skin tone because like that's just too. I keep saying the word ignorant, but it's the perfect word. Like it's just too ignorant. It really is.
Shoot, me, I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to like black businesses, bro, I done did this multiple times. They're like, oh, black people don't want to support black-owned businesses, but y'all, I walk into your establishment and a 10-piece is $25 with no drink, no fries. Like, what are we doing, bro? Because like, you know what I'm talking about. That'd be support black-owned businesses. A hamburger costs $10 without a fry and a drink. What we doing? I could go to the white man's McDonald's for $10. I'm eating good, and I might have something left over for apple pie. What is we talking about? They gotta stop. We gotta stop this shit, bro. This black-owned business shit. Nigga, drop the prices, then we can help you. We can support.
So are you saying that if you were black and you're pro-black, you cannot act on attraction to someone from another race?
Personally, I'm not pro-black, but in my mindset, like I'm saying, if you're pro-black, you wouldn't find someone that's not black attractive to me. Not saying attractive, but you wouldn't even want to cross that line and even engage in a relationship with them. You can have like lust, like, hey, she's an attractive white woman, but ideally you want black kids, you want black family, you want your lineage to carry on.
I don't know. I feel like the question in itself kind of like low-key negates the demographics of the country. I mean, black folks make up 13% of the country roughly, and a lot of the time we live in concentrations. So, you know what I'm saying? If you in Iowa, it's going to be a little tough to find you like a black woman, especially somebody that might identify as pro-black with you. So I think it depends on what you do, not who you decide to be with.
My first response to that is like, what's the point of looking at people differently? It's like we get upset that people do it to us in general, like looking at black people and judging them and stereotyping them and making assumptions about them. It's like, so on the flip side, why should we be doing that to other people regardless if they're in a relationship, depending on the color of their skin?
I'm not gonna lie, I do. Like I look at people differently based on who they marry. Because dating, you can be dating for fun. I feel like I look at people different based on who they marry. Like Jordan Peele, Childish Gambino. I feel like I can look at them and be like, I'm not looking down on them. I don't think of them negatively, but I'm like, oh, I see. And like, oh, okay, I see. Like, because people like black men that date white women, there's something different, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what it is. Like okay, Childish Gambino, I can see that. Jordan Peele, okay, I can see that. I can't think of another example, but I feel like I can tell, like, okay, like that's cool. I'm happy, you happy. It's no disrespect to them, but I see the difference.
I prefer a light-skinned partner to a dark-skinned partner.
Light skins, dark skins. It don't matter to me. As long as you are a beautiful soul, you have a great personality, you're ambitious, you have things going on for yourself, and I find you attractive, then those things are what matter to me the most. I don't care about the skin tone. I really don't. It's not a big factor to me. So I just think this question is a setup. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not. It's not though. Let's hold it right now, because this is one of those cultural things I'll be talking about. Because like it's a group of women. Oh, I only like niggas with dreads. I only like niggas with waves. I only like light skinned niggas. I only like dark skinned niggas. Like this is like real life for like the black culture. Like they go through this. Like it's a girl that won't bat an eye at a light skinned dude, but if she see any kind of dark skinned dude, she's jumping on them. Like this is where we at.
I prefer a light-skinned partner to a dark-skinned partner.
I don't play them colorism games over here.
All right. So the reason why subconsciously for me, the reason why I feel that way is, growing up, I was always, bullied for my skin color. I always felt out of place. I was always told I'm not black enough. And when you constantly hear that,
you're not black enough.
Down with that. And,
okay.
Where you heard that?
Doubt yourself. And
where you heard it from?
A blind person. So it took me a long time to figure out myself. And for a lot of times, I don't tell a lot of people this, but I used to hate the way I looked. I was like, I don't like being dark skinned. I want to be light. And I'm just being honest. But now I'm more comfortable with myself.
I guess I have a question. Do you think it's because you look at a potential partner as lighter skinned so that your potential children or so would be lighter skinned so they don't have to go through what you feel like you went through?
No.
I also think part of the light skin epidemic is that they're not as common as like a dark skinned person. Like they feel more like and I hate to say this, it's like capturing a rare Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like if you bag a light skin, like you bag it that like that group, that small group. It's like being one of the only people, and I hate to say it like this, it's like being one of the only people to cop the new shoe.
Yeah.
Like I think that's another reason why people do it. It's because like light skins are such a I ain't gonna say rarity, but they're less common than like either side of the coin.
At the end of the day, for me, I'll marry whoever I seem fit. So it really doesn't, to me, matter about the skin color. But I will admit, subconsciously, I do think, when I see a light-skinned woman, I actually, look a little longer, or I might linger a little longer, or be a little more interested, just because of.
Boom, gotcha. Is light skin 6 out of 10 or dark skin 8 out of 10? Go.
Who got ass and who don't got ass?
They both got the same. You know what? No, the light skin got less ass. 6 out of 10 light skin, 8 out of 10 dark skin.
How dark we talking though?
Oh my god. See, here we go. Here we go.
That bitch like midnight charcoal.
Okay.
Like how dark?
You see how it is? Okay. You know what? That's cool. That's cool. All right. We can get back to the reaction.
I just asked a real nigga question.
Say no more. Say no more. No. Say no more. Say no more. You gonna get back to it. Don't even worry about it.
That consciousness that I had growing up. So it's not something that I say that dark-skinned women are far unsuperior or light-skinned women are more superior. It's just because of the constant beat down and the constant hatred about me being dark-skinned and the way I was treated, that subconsciously I do think that way.
But do you feel like you have some sort of like self-hatred because of that?
Yeah, well, not anymore, because it took me a long time. I mean, this started happening, like I said, when I was 6, when I got into foster care. So, but now I'm more comfortable with looking at myself.
Why you kind of like
a tall glass of chocolate milk. So,
I have a question. Like, do you at all feel like you've become the person that bullied you by then having this preference toward lighter skinned people as opposed to someone that would look like you?
I will admit, yes, I will admit that. And, like I said, we just shooting a realism. So I do agree with that. Yeah. And I think
like Diddy
that's why
hair.
now I'm focusing on myself, and, being a part of this discussion is very important for me, because I'm starting to, realize that prejudice needs to go. And I see this a lot in the entertainment industry now, where, they want a black woman, but they want your complexion. They want that light skin that look like she can go in between the white family and the black family. And
we can hear this thing, bro.
I only speak openly about it because I know
You
there's a
can
lot of
chip these
people who feel
Oreos,
that way
nigga.
too, but they don't want to admit to it, or they don't want to express it and, be rejected. So, I mean, you see it in the media too. So I think that plays a big part in that too.
I currently go to therapy.
At this moment in time, I've never been to therapy in my life.
Ever. I don't understand the true meaning of therapy. I understand needing to talk to somebody, but like I never understand the concept of getting therapy and what it does for you, like how it actually helps with change.
I understand it. I just don't think I've ever been to that point in my life where I'm like, okay, I might need to seek out therapy. Don't get me wrong, I've thought of it. I've even looked for it, right? And I haven't committed, whether it's because I don't think I can fit it into my budget or my schedule, whatnot, whatever. I understand it, because these people go to school, they study human behavior, they study human mindsets. So when you go to them with your problems or just your life, they know exactly how to use that and help you heal. It's just I've never been in a situation where I had it. But I know people. I for a fact that know people, specifically black people, who I'm like, yo, you should really look into therapy. And they're just like, I don't need therapy. What's the therapy's pointless? And I'm just like, bro, it's just like, for some people, therapy is absolutely necessary. Whether it be because you have problems with people and the only people you can talk to are the people you have problems with. So you don't have a healthy outlet. And that's another thing, just having a healthy outlet. You have people around you that just aren't the best conversationalists, that don't have the right things to say when you need them to say. Granted, I don't like yes people who just say yes to all your problems. That's not a good healthy outlet either. But there are professionals out there, professionals whose whole job is to just listen and just help, put your mind back on the right track. And people just see that it's useless because it's just like some people just think of it as a glorified conversation when it's just more than that.
Me and my girlfriend's my therapist, but she don't like that. So I'm thinking about going fairly soon just to speak my mind, because I feel like there's a lot of things that, everything's cool up front, but everyone has like something that's just like digging at them somewhat internally that, may hinder them in some sort of way, and I feel like, if you have that type of feeling, like you should go.
Yeah, therapy can be going to the beach or like going out to eat or doing something that relaxes you. So.
Physical therapy.
Hold on. We have to be able to draw a line.
Yeah, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that, bro.
I'm saying it's open to interpretation. I'm here because I took it as like sitting in front of a therapist, someone licensed to do this. Do I do that? No. Do I find other avenues to relieve stress or whatever? Yes.
But you can't mix up self-care with therapy.
Okay,
It's
maybe
two different things. Yeah. I've been in therapy for quite some time, personal therapy, just for myself, just issues that I have
Cousin, your hairline therapy.
someone with on a professional level. I recommend therapy. Therapy is literally the best thing you could possibly do.
For me, I find therapy in my faith, and I know there are a lot of people who they look at like, the Christian church specifically and might not adhere to that. But I think in recent years, the church has been adding more professionalism to what therapy means.
Having these conversations, for some reason, it makes you feel like you're less of a man, because when we talk about therapy, You know, people like, really? You going to therapy? But when you think about it,
Therapy.
that's why a lot of people have anger issues. That's why a lot of black men have anger issues because, you know, they grow up a certain way or they face a lot of challenges and they don't know how to express it. So the first thing they do is they take it out on you or their girlfriend or their mom, and they don't have someone or outlet to express it. So I think we need to normalize going to therapy and not pushing it
Therapy.
off as a white thing. We need it. You know, we need healing and we need somebody to talk to us.
I think healing trauma is going to help Black people progress instead of just getting more trauma piling on top of each other. And in a lot of ways, that does come into an aspect of personal responsibility, because it's like my issues with my dad at a certain point has nothing to do with him anymore. At a certain point, it has to do with me and how I process it. And I have to go from, do I want to get angry every time I'm in the same room as him, or do I want to be able to walk in the same room as him and not have that reaction? And that was what I processed in my head when I was going through that therapy.
My father was present in my life.
I mean, I'm not gonna go deep into like the story or everything.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
No, because I gotta explain it this way. Because like he was like there for me, but he wasn't physically there.
So no.
He's been there he's been with me every part of my life. But he just never been physically there when I grew
So
up.
no.
So no. But I knew who he was. Like, he was there. I could always call him if I needed anything. He would send it. But he was just never physically there.
I will say, I think I was around, I want to say 7, 8, but I think I actually remember seeing this guy for the first time. There's been pictures of him holding me. There's been videos of it and whatnot, but I think it was my 7th birthday party where I was like, but it was like, hey, this is your father. Hey, Dad. And everything else before that, I just have no recollection of it. So I think for a long part, I want to say no. Whether that be his fault, whether it be my parents' fault, he just wasn't there for a lot of it. Me and my dad are cool now because we're both adults. I can swing by whenever I feel like it. You know, we can just sit down, talk, catch up on life, stuff like that. But yeah, for a long time, I would say no. And that's not a slight on him. That's just how it happened.
I got a question. Before we start that, I got a question. What is the main reason you think most Black fathers are not in their kids' lives?
I'm gonna say personal experience. It's just that a lot of them, they become fathers at a very young age before they can figure out their lives, before the mother can figure out their lives, if they can even figure out if they can make it work. If they were in a relationship to begin with, it could have been a one-off thing. I just think the reason why a lot of them aren't around is just because mothers have more power when it comes to these things. And when it's coming to who's gonna have the baby, well, it's usually going to end up going to the mother. I think that's the vast majority of the stories I've heard. But when it comes to like the whole deadbeats, I'm going to go get milk and never come back, I think that's also like quite literally the same thing. The parents just don't get along and one of the mastabouts. But I haven't seen a story or heard of a story where the dad is just completely absent because he just doesn't want to be bothered, except for, you know, my glorious king, LeBron.
Hey,
We ain't seen that nigga yet.
No, he fried. I know he cries himself to sleep every night. But I was gonna say though, it's another one of those things. It's like when you think about, it's another one of those things where you think about the relationship between somebody's father and mother and the way it ends, and that can predicate how he wants to treat the child in the future. Because like if you ended, say if like the father caught her cheating, but that's still his son, but he's like, I want my son. You cheat on me, you didn't want this, so I want my son. And you know, women have more, they got more pull of the rope in court. So she could end up bullying him for the rest of his life in court, making his child support go up every month, or bullying him. He can barely afford to live, bullying him as child support, and he end up late, and it gets to the point where he can't even use his license no more because he got suspended because he didn't pay child support on time. Like stuff like that happen.
Yeah, I don't even think you gotta be that extreme. It could be just also psychological. Yeah. Me and your mother stopped getting along. So like that type of negative mindset also feeds onto your kid. You start to associate your kid with the mother and vice versa. Like, dang, your dad ain't shit. Don't be a son. So you might grow up to not be shit. So then like that negative mindset starts to spread from that relationship to the other. Yeah. That's a really good point.
Yeah, and at the same time though, like, cause I've been on both ends of the table. Like it gets to a point where like this negative stuff gets fed from the mother, and you get negative stuff fed from the father. And you're like, you don't want to play both sides, but you have to play both sides because you're in the middle. You're the median. Your father never sees your mother, but you talk to your father on the phone all the time, and you hear your mother speak all the time. And she might say things hurtful, and your father is saying things that's supposed to hurt your mother, and you're in the median. You're feeding both like that. That's what hurts a lot of kids as a child, just seeing all that. You gotta think some kids physically see it because their dad is trying to be an active father, and the mother is salty because his new baby mama is in the car with him, or his new wife is with him, and it's caused turmoil because she's hating because the girl might look a little better than her. So now, oh, you're not seeing your kid, and I'm putting you back on child support. Like that stuff like that. It's hard. It's hard. I'll say one thing, but just watch who you have kids with. It's really important. It's really, really important.
Not to jump into this one, like I absolutely love my dad. I'm even getting a little emotional thinking about my dad. My dad's amazing. My dad was there for me in every way, shape, or form, every facet, every way that he could be there for me and more. he was there for me. He was there to pick me up from school. He was there at my soccer games, my track meets. He was my coach for soccer one year. My dad taught me everything that I know almost. He is who I model my personality after. He is who I aspire to be. I don't think I could have had a better father. It's almost why I'm discouraged to have kids, because I feel the pressure to live up to the example that he set for me. So he was there, still is.
I said somewhat disagree because I ended up being put in foster care when I was 6 years old with a couple of my younger brothers. And I remember, I don't remember what my dad looks like, but I do remember he passed away when I was around 7 or 8. So I can't really fault him for that. But, you know, my mom, she was widowed, so she lost a husband, and she decided to take care of us. And I don't think my life would be any different. I don't regret not having a dad, but sometimes I do wonder, you know, secretly, you know, what life would have been like if I had that fatherly figure in my life. And I think that's another stereotype that, you know, Black men don't have their fathers in their life. And it's good to see, you know, a lot of y'all over there.
For me, my dad was not as present as he could have been. As a typical older Belizean dude. Their culture is just very different from American culture. It's very passive aggressive. I remember times being young and I would question my mom all the time, like, hey, like, you know, why is he not around? Why is he not there? And, you know, she did the best she could as a single mother. Now I can say my dad is very present in my life. However, I feel like our relationship is very like financial based, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I don't have a real connection with my father. Like, he's there for me if I need something, like if I need to, like, if I want this, if I want that, like he's always there for me, like money wise, but I feel like I'm still like desiring for that real connection. Like how you mentioned how you have that mental connection with your father. Like, I feel like I don't have that. So that kind of puts a desire into me to where I'm desperate now to be a father. Not desperate, but I'm desperate to be a father, that I want to do it right and give the things and, you know, make sure that I nurture my kid more than just the money aspect of things. Like, I want to be there, you know, and always possible. I kind of feel like now I kind of just suppress it and try to ignore it because he's here now, which I definitely feel like I shouldn't do.
I think that it's never too late to mend a relationship. It's never too late to rewrite the story. I mean, you can't go back in time and change anything, but you can definitely mend the relationship. Because although I have a good relationship with my father, relationships are constant maintenance and they're work. And I know that parents can be toxic too. They can break your heart more than anyone else can. I'm not saying that your dad did. But maybe you should start today. Give him a call, invite him out for a coffee. You know, start somewhere.
Father's Day coming up, dog.
And that is officially a wrap.
Hey!
I ain't gonna lie, this video tackled a lot of topics, bro. A lot of topics.
It did.
Yeah, there was a lot of underlying things, just Black people holding each other back through the culture. A lot of underlying things through the props they were given, through the experiences being shared. There was a lot of good stuff. But I think it's called underlying for a reason, you know? It's a tough subject, I know, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Black culture and like the things we set up as people, do we think that has any type of underlying effect on how we think of each other, how we perceive things that other people do? I need to know everybody's thoughts in the comments, whether you're Black, white, or any type of color in the spectrum. Everything is welcome here. If you're new to this channel and you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And there's a new feature on phones called Hype. It's right beside the comment section. So if you want to hype this video too, that'd be very much appreciated. And with that being said, this has been the Afterthought Duo, and we will see you in the next video.